When Saskatoon needs something for food and catering services, maybe on the little bit of a different flavor, if you will, we have John Costanzi from Braized Hospitality with us, going to shed some light on things that can be done for Valentine's Day and beyond. John, thanks for coming down to the studio.
Thank you for having me, Randy.
I want to talk about you and the chef-driven man you are and how you came to be in the role you're at. Where are you from and how did you get here?
Well, born and raised in Vancouver, British Columbia. My parents they still are, classical musicians.
Yep.
And they were freelance, which means that you didn't know when the next paycheck was coming. And so part of the way that they would say thank you and hope for maybe the next gig was they would spend a couple days making a big Italian meal for whoever. And so I grew up, around food constantly, and dinner was always very important to us. And that was something that really carried forward into me through my upbringing. And then when I turned 15 and my dad looked at me and said, I'm no longer going to pay for things and, aside from your schooling and essentials, and go get a job. The seamless transition was to enter restaurants, and well, here we are now. So worked my way through Vancouver, through some of the finer establishments there, and then went to Amsterdam, worked at the Hilton Hotel where John and Yoko did their Bedding for Peace, and that was a great experience. Came back to North America and jumped around for a while to different cities and cooked my way through, and then came out here and was the director of food and beverage for the Sheraton, director of food and beverage for Oliver and Bonacini and the Remy Modern for 5 years there, and now I've got my own little hospitality company starting and really focusing on that. So.
And Valentine's Day is coming, and I think
It is.
Never mind one event like that throughout the year, but there's other special days or birthdays, I'm sure. What are some things that you're offering that are kind of unique that we haven't?
Well, so this Valentine's Day, I've focused more on the personal side of things. I can do larger events for corporations, corporate events, but one of the things that I really love to do is build a menu for you, however many people are coming over. So you want a dinner party for 6 guests, you want a dinner party for 12 guests. I will talk to you first, get a little bit of a feel for the night, and we'll create a menu that when you sit down, you can go, no one else has had this menu. This is mine. And as far as Valentine's Day goes, my idea for this was I wanted to give you all the tools to really surprise and hopefully wow your significant other, your loved one. So I will give you a 4-course meal where then you get to, it'll come with instructions, and then the final steps will be all laid out for you and plating, and then you put it down in front of your person and they look at you and say,
wow,
Randy, it's never been better. Where were the last 20 years?
Exactly. So it's a predetermined, prearranged meeting that you would confer with me that I wanted to do this for my wife, and these are the things that we like, and you'd help come up with a bit of a menu, if you will.
Well, so for Valentine's Day, it is a predetermined menu.
I understand.
Because for that one, you're trying to...
This is what it is.
This is what it is. But for personal catering, whether it's a dinner party or something, that one is 100%
I understand.
You and I talking.
Yep.
And that's the personal part of it that really, I like to think I'm a bit of a personable person, and so adding that element instead of just handing you a package and going, pick option A, B, or C, right? This is it. No, especially in my roles with Oliver Bonacini and the Sheraton, when it came to, it was always, this is a guideline, and let's talk about this together, which a lot of places weren't doing. And I think that was one thing that set myself apart a little bit. And so I'm trying to take that experience that I brought with that to now a little bit of the next level, and making sure that your meal is the way that you want it.
So if I'm a mac and cheese kind of person,
It's going to be the best mac and cheese ever,
that
man.
you've ever had. Would you be able to coach me through what I need to look for, watch, so I don't burn it and ruin it at the last minute? Or is there any backup plan that I can do if I overheat the items in the menu that you provide?
For Valentine's Day, most of the things will be done to the point where, and the reheating instructions are going to be very, very specific. Everything's going to be to the point where it's heat and serve, but there's a little bit of technique involved. And I've created a menu that is not going to give you that option to fail, really, if you will.
Yep.
So first off, I'm sorry, mac and cheese is not on it.
Okay.
But but you wouldn't split the sauce, right? I would give it to you in a way that it wouldn't separate, and you're left with, a whole bunch of butter in one hand and, some cheese curds in the other. That's not an option, but.
So when for Valentine's Day, we'll focus on that and then go wider. People would just contact you and say, I'm looking for something for the 14th, or maybe it's the 15th. Is that
what I'm going to do is in the next probably day, I will be putting up a post on my social media, and then it will be and it will have my phone number on there, so you have the option to either phone, email, or just send a direct message through Instagram, and then tally them up and create the meals and deliver them to your front door.
Away we go.
And away we go.
As I receive this,
yes,
I'm going to be planning for something around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Are there times that you schedule that delivery?
So the delivery will be earlier in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So you get to cook it whenever it is that you want. And as long as it stays in the fridge, if you're not doing anything on the 14th, have it on the 15th.
Okay, so it's not a timely thing like that.
It will be, everything will be packaged in a way that if something happens, God forbid, you can have it the next day or a couple days later.
I understand, yeah. So we'll
get
get snowed in with a bad weather situation.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, we can wait.
Yeah.
So branch out now into what else can happen beyond the 14th of February. So I want to do something on Family Day for my aunt, uncle that are in town from Winnipeg or something like that. You can help coordinate something for 6, 10 people?
6, 10, 20, 50, 100. I just did a Christmas party this year for 400 people.
Wow.
I mean, like I say, it really comes down to what it is that you want and what you're looking for. And I've, the nice thing about my previous work history is I have a lot of experience doing very large functions, for 1,000 people, all the way down to a 5-person coffee drop where here's coffee and cookies. See you later, right? And so it can really do anything. Logistics need to be figured out the larger that it goes, but it's really bringing that personal aspect to you in whatever way that it is that you need. So whether that's corporate or whether that's personal, we'll figure it out.
So you would, I wouldn't come and pick that up in that case. You would come to my office or to the venue. Kitchen, my house.
Absolutely.
And take over the kitchen?
I'll take over your kitchen and I'll leave it hopefully cleaner than the way that I found it. That's always my goal. But there are people that want plated, served dinner. Do that quite often, and bring a team with me, and we provide the service. We provide cocktails to start. And it's literally whatever you want. We will figure out a way to do it for you.
And it's if I was to think in terms of a restaurant service, it's like taking the chef and team from the back and bringing them to my place
Yep.
and having that same event.
And then you
In
don't
my
have to
home.
drive after. You can have as many scotch as you want.
Oh. Might take all night then.
Exactly.
If you're doing this, is it kind of limited to Saskatoon, or do you kind of, with some notice, travel to Warman or Martinsville?
Oh,
or
yeah.
something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
like the neighboring cities, absolutely. You know, we can do Regina, we can do Moose Jaw, we can do Humboldt, where, you know, but depending on the style of event and the night
Sure.
and the timing, you know, there might be a hotel fee or something involved, right? So, open to, you know, have my knives.
Ideas,
I will travel, and open to anything.
So do you do the grocery shopping, or do I do that and have
No.
that ready for you? Or how
I
does
do
that?
everything.
Oh, is that right?
You just provide your house. You let me in when I knock.
Yeah. Turn
That's
you
it.
loose and
Yeah.
away we go.
Well, cut a check too.
Yeah.
That would be good.
How do we reach you if we are wanting to get more information and line something up with you?
So mention my Instagram, Braized Hospitality. That's up and running. I also have an email, braized.hospitality@gmail.com. And all my information should be throughout there. Yeah.
We'll look it up and try that out.
Thank you very much, Randy.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests Shad Ali and John Costanzi. I'm your host, Randy Shabilo. We'll see you next time on Connect.